I remember that when I came to Russia, that it took 2 days, 2 days to arrive in Kursk. And there I started to do medical education in English.
Yes,
So there is two languages, English and Russian.
that's a really interesting point you brought up. I talked to you before. I have many followers from Eastern Europe, and I see that many of the people that go to study in Russia, in Ukraine, in Georgia, are actually, for example, from Asia, from India, from Pakistan, from the Middle East. I see that very often. And one of the things that draws our attention is the fact that many of these universities teach medicine also in English. So, how does it work? Did you apply for English? Is it like that? Are there different processes? Do you choose if you want to study either Russian or English?
So in this case, in my city, or I think here in Brazil, there is an agents in São Paulo. So these agents, they uh, they do this selective process, and then you do, like, I send some documents, I send my notes, I send curriculum, I send everything. It's a selective process. So they took around 30 Brazilians to Russia to study medicine there. And when you apply, you can choose if you want to study in English or in Russian. But almost all Brazilians choose English, of course.
Did you speak any Russian when you went there?
So we have there in Kusk State Medical University, we have Russian classes, Russian classes, and then I learned some Russian, but the Russian is so more difficult, so much difficult than other languages because of the Cyrillic alphabet. So they have too much letters and verbal phrases, and you have to conjugate numbers, names. It's not like Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, that we just conjugate verbs, but there you need to conjugate everything, all the sentence.
That might be an interesting talk all on its own. It's been some time I've been trying to learn Arab, for example, for whichever purposes. But there are these interesting things we learn with different languages. And for example, in Arab, you is a different word if you are referring to a man or a woman. So if I say to you, your you is going to be different from the you to a man. So I'm aware these things exist, but pretty much you went to Russia without speaking a single word in Russian, so to speak, somewhat, when you went there.
Yeah, actually, the first thing I learned in Russia when I just arrived was Мне не говорят по-русски. Мне не говори по-русски. It means I can't speak Russian. So everybody, because of my color hair and the color of my skin, so it was common to many Russians to come to me and ask something, or like what time it is, or something like that. And I just said, menina говорю по-русски. Я Brazili. So they said, ah, Brazili, da. Yeah, da, Brazili. So they said, извини, sorry, I'm sorry. It was common. But I learned some things like how to go to the market. And actually, the students there who could speak Russian, they deal better with the professors, because it was common to the Russian is speaking English. It's a different accent, and it was common to the professors to sometimes speak Russian in the middle of the sentences. So if you could speak Russian, you would be a better student. You would deal better with them also.